Good evening, everybody in YouTube. This is Jack, the Fat Cyclist, and I am coming to you 1 week before the launch of my 12-day tour around Michigan, and also the American Diabetes Association Detroit Tour de Cure, which happens on August 30th. For my virtual ride of the Tour de Cure, I am riding from Utica, Michigan, starting my 12-day tour, heading north and heading 65 miles on the first day. I'll be averaging around 60 miles every day on a 12-day tour, and doing it all as my part of supporting the American Diabetes Association and my fundraising goal. For the ride itself, I have decided that I'm going to ride on my trusty TerraTrike Rover recumbent trike, as it has been fairly reliable for me. It doesn't have any major mechanical defects on it at this time, and something that I can trust and be fairly comfortable on. Past couple months I have been getting over 800 miles in on a Sunseeker Easy Speedster two-wheel recumbent that I picked up used to give that a try. And I've liked the two wheels enough that I have an HP Velotechnik on order. It's been on order for 2 months now, and it's about to ship next week from Germany, so it's not going to be here in time. Passing.
Say something.
I did. I don't know what that guy's problem was. I called out passing. I don't have to say on my left, on your left, on your right. By default, you pass on the left. These paths are wide enough. It's wide enough for traffic in two directions. What do you do on a road that is wide enough for two directions and you're in your car and you're overtaking a slower vehicle? You pass them on the left. Anyway, so I have an HP Velotechnik speed machine on its way. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that next month after the tour's over. At which point I'll go ahead and sell the Sun Speedster. Overall, I have really enjoyed using it. I am able to get faster with fewer watts than I am with the trike. So that's going to make this tour a little more challenging, but I'm still able to get a really good speed on the trike and have a good time as well. Not having the need to maintain my balance as much will make the long miles a lot easier to do. So my itinerary for the ride, the whole purpose of it is that, originally doing a Tour de Cure out to Detroit for 60 miles on that Sunday, and then a few days later I was going to be in Lansing for the Dick Allen Lansing to Mackinac DalMac 2020. But of course, due to everything going on this year, the Tour de Cure has become a virtual event. The DalMac got completely postponed, along with the Palm earlier this year, so I'll be doing both of those next year. So I had 2 weeks off of work for doing the MIMAC in addition to the Tour de Cure. I was left with a whole lot of time off without anything to do. I've also spent the summer upgrading my camping kit so that I have really good gear for getting out camping. So why don't I just get out and camp still? So I came up with the MIMAC. It may not be Dick Allen's ride, but it is my ride to Mackinac. And so I will be heading up the east coast of Michigan, up to Mackinac, and then down part of the west coast before cutting across it back down to Detroit. Most of the stops I'm going to be doing at state campgrounds, making prodigious use of the Michigan Parks and Regulations Rule 8.1, which says that cyclists are not turned away even when the campground is full. This will be especially significant during the second half of the trip when we are on Labor Day weekend. I only really ever used this one time before, and it was unfortunate that one time because they granted me a space in the campground, but it was heavily sloped and it would have been impossible for me to put up the tent, so I ended up canceling that night. But this year, in addition to a tent, I am going to be doubling up my sleep system and also bringing a complete hammock setup. And I'll be using the top quilt in both the hammock and the tent, so it's not a complete doubling. But I will have the hammock and an underquilt that I will have to pack along. I have the tarp as well, of course, but I was going to have the tarp along anyways to be able to cover the trike and trailer and protect it from the elements should it be a nasty night, just like I did a few weeks ago at Lakeport. But the idea being, I'll be able to put up a sleep system regardless of what the ground conditions are and regardless of what the weather is. Because my tent, I specifically got one that is able to be pitched with the rain fly attached so that it can be pitched in the rain without getting the interior wet. And when it comes to the hammock, I can put the tarp up first. Yep.
You are fast, sir.
That's why I like to prefer the roads. You should see me coming down that hill. I hit 30.
Oh, right. I will be a turtle going up.
Well, yeah, I've got 3 wheels to push here. And my white bike probably weighs twice as much as yours. Go into lower gear. Yep. Hey, you're doing fine. You're keeping up with my fat ass. So it may seem excessive that I'm taking 2 sleep systems with me on this trip, but ultimately I want to be prepared for whatever's out there. And having gotten a few lays in a hammock lately, I really do like how it feels to stretch out in one. So ultimately it'd be great if I can pitch the hammock every night that I'm out, but I have no guarantee that I'll have a pair of trees that can do it or not. So I have a tent as a backup. There's no 100% guarantee I'll get flat, tentable ground every night either. So it's a roll of the dice on what I'll get. But if the ground's not flat, probably because there's plenty of trees around. So I'll have that. I'll go through a full gear list a few days before I get started as I'm doing the final pack. There won't be anything too special in it. It's about what you see from anyone doing a lightweight extended backpacking excursion or any other bike touring. Anyway, I'm starting to lose my light here, so there's not much more footage I'm going to be able to get tonight. Everyone stay safe, stay sane, get out there and get some riding in. Check out my donation links down in the description below, and have a great night.